Alright, so now that you've read through the PDF that you have for the ellipse, right? We're going to start the auxiliary circle method, or it's also called the concentric circle method, right? And we'll be using the measurements from that PDF. So first, we're going to draw both the minor and major axes, right? The major axis is 120 mm. So that's the first thing I'm going to draw here. Alright, I'm going to label that as C, D. Then we have to construct the minor axis, which is 70 mm. So I'm going to do that by bisecting my major axis here. And now I can mark off the 70 mm measurement for the minor axis, right? So at the bottom, you're going to mark off 35. And at the top, you're going to mark off 70 or another 35 mm. So that's going to give you in total 70 mm. And that will be your minor axis A, B, right? So now that we have those measurements, we're going to construct two circles. The first circle is going to be equal to the minor axis. Alright, so the next circle is going to be equal to the major axis. So now you should have two circles. One is equal to the minor axis and one to the major axis. And now the next step would be to divide both circles into 12 equal parts. So you can do that using your protractor or your compass, right? Whichever method you want to use. You can also make use of the 60-degree set square to divide your circle. So that's your circle divided into 12 equal parts. So for the next step, you're going to be setting your set square parallel to the major axis line. Alright? And if you look at where the force division is, where it's touching the smallest circle here, right? Where it's touching the smallest circle here, you're going to slide your set square up to that point there and draw a line. Alright? And you're going to repeat the same step for each of the divisions. So you move on to number 2, repeat the same thing, right? It's already there for 3, so you leave 3 alone. Repeat the same thing for number 4. Repeat the same thing for number 5. Until you do the same thing for each of the divisions. Alright, so you can see that I've done it for all of the divisions, right? From 1 through to 11. And for the next line that you have to slide, it would be the minor axis line. So you set the set square parallel to that line. Alright? And you slide it this time. You're going to slide it to the force division, but it's going to be where it touches the big circle. Alright? That's the difference. And you're going to draw down the line to touch the first one that you draw. Alright? So it's going to form a little triangle like that. And it's going to give you a point here. And you repeat the same thing for all of the divisions, right? Repeat back the same thing for number 2. Right? Repeat it back for number 4. Number 5. Until you cover all of the divisions. So now that you have all of the points there, alright, you can draw your ellipse using your pencil alone. And the first thing I would recommend doing is drawing it very lightly first, right? So once you have it lightly like that, then you can draw everything in one curve, right? And when it's done like this, you have your finished ellipse and it looks much neater, right?